Hey everybody, I am your psychic Christine, and again, thank you so much for being here. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I would love to see some of your reviews. And if you're finding this podcast helpful in any way, shape, or form, let me know about it. I'd love to see some of your comments out there if you have any questions. Also, if you'd like to have a one-on-one consultation with me, don't forget to just go ahead and call 855-708-2768, which is also 855-70-TAROT, Tarot. And we can talk about, where you are. We can talk about doing a reading, all that good stuff. So moving forward, today's topic is about the crippling fear of rejection. So, it's something, like I said in a previous episode, talking about this episode, rejection is something that happens to all of us. And it can happen at any time in life, when we're younger, when we're older, any times in between. It happens to us in love, it could happen in career, and it can happen anytime we're trying to, step out of a comfort zone or try to progress in something, in anything, whatever that might be. Career, if we want to grow professionally, career-wise, there's a possibility of rejection as a result. And if we're having a really bad fear in relation to that, this could actually prevent us from taking that chance. If there's someone we're interested in romantically, we're gonna dodge that potential possibility of it being a good idea because we're scared that we're going to get rejected. But my thinking is, since it's super important for all of us to make positive changes in our lives so we can basically become happier people or have some satisfaction in our lives, and having this fear of rejection is very counterproductive, obviously, to our growth, as well as being that this is something that we all have to experience, and more than likely multiple times on different fronts of our lives. So the fear of rejection is a powerful one. None of us like it. Nobody's going to say, oh my God, I love when I get rejected. It's not going to happen, okay? No one is ever going to say that. So I thought about this a lot. Obviously, I meditated on it a lot. And I decided to do a podcast episode on this topic so we can overcome this fear of rejection, or try at least for it not to paralyze us. And I think it's an important issue to address, because the fear of rejection could mean the difference between staying in a predicament that we don't like versus getting into something that could make us very happy or successful, or whatever the case may be. So I would like for you guys to really process what I'm saying here. I think it's very, when we think about the feeling of rejection, it's something that just pops up. It's a very emotionally reactive response. And funny that it's such a powerful feeling that we don't address it. And you don't really hear a lot of people talking about it either. you would think that there would be like so many self-help books related to this topic, considering how powerful this emotion can be. So what I went ahead and did is actually started to create a 21-day set of instructions that we can practice to overcome this fear. And at the end of the day, when we really pick apart what rejection is, I'm very confident that a lot of you have experienced rejection in your lives. And then most of the time, when we look back on those events, yeah, it was painful, but also you wouldn't want to, your ideas about what you wanted at the time have changed. And most of us reflect back and thinking, I'm really happy that I got rejected there, because that would have been really awful if that would have worked out, because I wouldn't be where I am today if I didn't get rejected in that situation back then. So, rejection can also be the universe's way of protecting us. I wonder how many people or listeners here have thought about the painful feeling of rejection is the universe's way of protecting us from a situation that we would regret later. So that is a plus, that rejection thing, okay? That ugly feeling, that ugly experience that can devastate us. So because this is like 21 days, and I'm going to also post this below as well in written form, but I'm going to verbally tell you what the instructions are. This is like a 21-day thing. So we're going to go through this one at a time. So let's start with the first week. So for the first week, we need to focus on self-awareness and acceptance. So day 1, acknowledge your fear. So the task here is to write down your fears of rejection. Let's start reflecting on where it comes from. And you need to be super honest with yourself about the past experiences, the events that happened, and examine your feelings about that event today. And where, all of this fear stems from, the fear of rejection. So jot that down. It's probably a good idea if you don't have a journal, you might want to get a journal for yourself and start jotting it down. And I've created an affirmation for this, and you can even repeat after me this affirmation right now. But this is what you should be doing after the task of writing everything out. I am safe to express my true self. Go ahead and repeat that after me. I am safe to express my true self. Now breathe. Perfect. So let's move on to day 2.